the weight of silence. The last ember in the fireplace surrendered with a final, defeated hiss. Elias sat in the heavy armchair, the book forgotten in his lap. Outside, the forest was a wall of absolute black, a new moon, and a thick blanket of cloud conspiring to swallow every photon. It wasn't empty. It was heavy, pressed against the windows like a physical weight. Then, a sound. A soft, wet scrape from the kitchen. Elias froze, every muscle tensing. It was probably just the old house settling, or a branch against the siding. He told himself that, but his heart hammered a frantic rhythm against his ribs. He hadn't heard the wind all night. He forced himself to his feet, his joints protesting with a series of small clicks that sounded like gunshots in the oppressive quiet. He felt his way along the wall, his fingers tracing the cool plaster until they found the kitchen doorway. The air that flowed out was colder than it should have been, carrying a faint, coppery scent. Scrape. Drag. It was closer now. Inside the kitchen. It sounded like something heavy and damp being pulled across the linoleum floor. Elias's breath hitched. He remembered the heavy butcher's knife block on the counter. He also remembered leaving the back door unlocked. A foolish city dweller's mistake. He couldn't see a thing. The darkness in the kitchen was a living entity, thick and suffocating. He took one tentative step inside, his bare foot meeting the cold floor. The scraping stopped. The silence that followed was worse, filled with the buzzing of his own terrified nerves and the imagined sound of breathing that was not his own. A floorboard creaked, not under his feet, to his left, by the sink. He spun around, his heart trying to escape his chest. He saw nothing, but he felt it. A displacement of air, a sudden, chilling drop in temperature. The coppery smell was stronger now, thick in the back of his throat. His hand shot out, fumbling across the cold granite of the countertop. His fingers brushed against something smooth and wooden, the knife block. He gripped the handle of the largest knife, the cold steel, a small, pathetic comfort. He was not alone. He knew it with a certainty that was colder and sharper than the blade in his hand. A whisper slithered through the darkness, seeming to come from everywhere at once. It wasn't a word, just a long, drawn-out exhalation of air that sounded ancient and hungry. It felt like it was right beside his ear. Elias flinched violently, stumbling back and pressing himself against the refrigerator. He opened his eyes, but it made no difference. The blackness was total. But now, he thought he could make out a shape within it. Something impossibly tall and thin, a distortion in the void, standing where the sink should be. It wasn't that he could see it, but rather that the darkness there was somehow darker. The scraping sound started again, but it wasn't on the floor this time. It was the sound of something sharp and long being slowly, deliberately drawn from the knife block on the counter right next to him. He had only taken one knife,